Hey there, and welcome to the Big Apple Scroll podcast. My name is Sam.
And my name is Michael.
And today we're asking what's the crack about the best 80s and 90s action hero. So we're going to look at what an action film is by our definition. When's the last time we watched one? And do we generally enjoy them? And we're going to figure out and find out whether action heroes have been replaced in modern times with superheroes. You know, Marvel's popular, DC a little bit, and you've got the X-Men and all these different superhero films and TV shows. Have we forgotten about our poor action heroes? And then we're going to evaluate quite scientifically, as best we can, a list of 80s and 90s guys who were popular then, made lots of films, and maybe still popular now. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Jackie Chan, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Keanu Reeves, Kurt Russell, Mel Gibson, Nicolas Cage, Tom Cruise, Will Smith, Wesley Snipes. If we get time to go through all that, and we're going to look quite different today, but we're going to rate them on the volume of work. We're going to think of the quality of that work, because quality over quantity, quality is maybe more important. What about their personal charisma and style? Figure out about that. And the range of their acting ability. I mean, can they just punch and say, give that action hero line? Or can they give drama and suspense? And their ongoing appeal. We're going to think about, are they still popular today? Are they still doing stuff? And are people interested in it? And then we're going to find out the definitive best action hero from the 80s and 90s. Not from modern day, but from the 80s and 90s. So, and figure out what. So, well, let's begin. Michael. Can you explain what an action film is?
For me, an action film is, the name itself, action. So it's where there are a lot of movements, a lot of activities that is connected with using of arms, guns, weapons,
swords, maybe
to kill each other.
Right. Explosions. Car chases.
Exactly.
Helicopters.
Exactly.
Planes. And it's got fast pace. It's fast pace usually.
Exactly. I mean, the action continues. It's in the air, in water.
You've got one hero, you got one villain.
Sure, definitely.
And it's pretty clear cut.
It's a bad guy and a good guy, and you always want the good guy to kill the bad guy. Unfortunately.
But the good guy is almost always good, even after killing. Like, he finds a way.
That's what I'm saying.
Or the film finds a way.
Unfortunately, because it has to do with killing. Probably we don't. We don't need to kill to.
But they find a way, or the film finds a way to do it in a just way. In a fair way. In a
that's
right
what I'm saying. At the end, it's like he was.
Maybe the villain's pulling a gun on him or something, and he shoots him dead. But it was self-defense.
It was self-defense. So he should die. Or probably the bad guy was torturing kids and women, or even people, or and
he really deserved it. It's very clear cut.
Sure.
And when was the last time you watched an action film?
Well, as you know.
Can you give me a date and time?
Just give me a sec. I'm gonna think and try to remember. Well, I watch films only in summer. So all June and July I was watching films. So I saw a lot of films, and so I basically watched. The last time I watched an action film was in July.
Right.
Okay. Definitely.
Do you remember which one?
That's it. I watched a couple of films, and you wouldn't believe me. I watched Terminator 1 and 2. I rewatched Terminator 1 and 2. It is one of the
good rewatchability.
I watched that again.
I get the sense you generally enjoy action.
I like. Action films are my kind of films. Really. Sure.
And I do too. I don't know. I watch films mainly at the weekend.
That's good.
But honestly, I have a terrible memory. I don't remember what. The last film I watched was Spider-Man, the newest Spider-Man.
I see.
But we're not going to say it's an action. It is an action film.
I watched Spider-Man 2, and I watched the Spider-Man comedy.
Oh, what's that?
It's a comedy about Spider-Man. It was Mr. Bean, I think,
Really?
who was the
Wow.
Spider-Man. I
Never
don't know where I
heard of
found it. Yeah, but it was
Wow.
so hilarious. Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, I'm talking about action hero films, and the last one I watched was a superhero film. Do you think that action heroes have been replaced by superheroes? Because in the 80s, 90s,
yeah,
you know, it was Arnie, it was Sylvester Stallone, it was all these guys. But now it's like your Robert Downey Jr., it's your Tom Holland, it's the superheroes
sure.
that are popular. Do you think we've forgotten about action heroes?
Yeah, I think we've not forgotten about action heroes. The idea of the modern, real human heroes are kind of like derived from the 90s. Yeah. But you still have options. You can go for the real humans, and a lot of people still enjoy watching the superheroes. You know, like Superman and all this.
Yeah. So action heroes are there. Well, Gerald Butler is trying to do like an action hero stuff, and I guess the White House down. White House down.
Yeah, I think
London has fallen.
Yeah.
Or White. Well,
something white.
I think I'm getting mixed up, but he's got a few films, like a trilogy.
Yep.
And I wouldn't say they're the best, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it is like kind of 90s style. And I mean, they're okay. They're watchable, I think.
Why do you watch action films? What do you like about it?
I enjoy. I think it's the fast pace. It's the heroes.
Yeah.
You root for the hero. You hate the villain.
Yeah.
There's a drama to it.
Yeah.
But maybe not too much drama. You don't have to think too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can chill out and just watch it. And
it's just like kind of entertainment.
Switch off for a while.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, for me, I like the toughness of the superheroes usually. And if we should compare between the 90s, where we have the comical heroes, superheroes, and the real human heroes like Jason Statham and all that, I think I prefer the human one because he looks human to me. He's got body, legs, and stuff like that, like me, and this tough guy go kicking everybody. So after watching this film, I feel like I'm him, and I probably from a psychological point of view, I use the mirror, the picture of this guy, and I could use it to combat some of my
maybe I could be a hero
issues. Yeah.
Well, let's get into so let's see if we can evaluate some of these guys. I put them in alphabetical order, starting with using their first name.
All right.
Not their surnames, because a lot of them are kind of similar. So first name, so Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Maybe you know him.
Yeah.
So what about the volume of work? And I'm counting roughly. I counted using a website called Letterboxd.
Okay, get it.
And I very roughly counted the amount of films in the 80s and 90s. Yeah. And he's got about 36.
Wow.
And so a pretty big volume of work.
Pretty very hard work.
Over 20 days.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah, we're talking about Hollywood film, not a Nigerian film.
Yeah. So
do you know anything about Nigerian film?
I've never watched one, but I know that it's like they produce a lot of films.
Yeah, Nigeria is one of the biggest film industry in the whole world, and the film are not anything near quality.
Right.
So if Anna did more than 36 films or 36 films thereabout in Hollywood, I think that is hard work.
Yeah.
And by the way, I took part in 4 Nigerian films before.
You're a film star.
Yeah.
Wow, guys.
I had a minor role.
We're privileged.
Yeah. Wow. I had minor role, very, very minor role. Some of the Nigerian big superstars, we've been together. I have photos with them, and we chatted with them, and Yeah. I shouldn't say more.
Claim to fame.
Yeah, but I mean, we've been together on the same set with most of them. Yeah, sure.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, what about quality of work? Arnie has done Terminator 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Predator and Total Recall, among other things.
I think those are the biggest films.
And they mean, I would say they're definitely some of my most favorite films. And generally speaking, they're guys' films, right? But But generally speaking, people love these films.
You're right about it.
I think they're really.
And talking about Arnold, we shouldn't forget the fact that this guy is not only a film star.
Yeah.
He won the
governor. Yeah.
Not only even that. Yeah. He's still counting. Yeah. So it's an achiever, a great achiever.
Oh yeah.
The bodybuilding competition, whatever. Yeah.
So he's got charisma.
Yeah.
He's got style.
Exactly. It's hard working.
Do you think he can do drama though? Can he act? I mean, he's got that range.
I mean, even in his film, you can see him smiling and all that and relaxed. So I think he can do drama, especially now that he's of age. So a lot of experience with politics and all that. I think he's got a mix. And
do you think he's got that ongoing appeal?
To continue?
Yeah. I mean, do people still love his films now?
I think people do still respect him. Yeah, sure, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think probably he's one of still. I don't know if he's had as much success. I mean, now as he did in the 80s, 90s, but still his films are watched.
Yeah, I mean,
by people.
it makes waves.
Maybe not so much.
I mean, why people gonna respect people like this? Because they've been at the top for a long time, and it's been from one sphere to the other one. First sport, then film, then politics, and all that, and it continues. Yeah,
right.
I think if we dig deep into him, I think it is into a lot of things people enjoy even now.
Bruce Willis is the next one.
Yeah.
And we reckon about 42 films.
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Sixth Sense, Armageddon, Fifth Element.
Yeah.
I've watched and enjoyed. I haven't seen The Sixth Sense actually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I felt like it was probably not that interesting,
sure,
and I found out a spoiler, which made me not care about watching it.
Yeah.
But I mean, Die Hard. I like the first, second, and third.
Yep.
And anything after that is not so good. But a good solid trilogy, I think. I think the third one is really good. Actually, he's got Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't know. I think Bruce Willis got moments in his career. So when he started, I was really down to earth with him. I was really cool with him. Then later on, there's some kind of films that were really, I can't remember any of them right now. They were not really very appealing to me. It was a lot of talking and so boring. Yeah. I want to see action, so they were lacking action and all that. So that point in his career. So maybe
not so much quality.
Not
as much
for
as
me,
Arnie.
For me. Definitely.
What about his charisma and style?
I mean, we got to give it to him. It's a very, very top guy in the industry. Yeah. Cool personality, I think.
I think we're not really talking about any scandals. I don't know much about scandals.
I don't even give it.
Maybe there have been, but we're not gonna discuss them really.
Yeah, sure. I mean, but for career-wise,
Yeah. Does he have a good range? Do you think? Can he do drama and thrillers and?
Yeah, I think he can.
I think he definitely. I would say more so than Arnold.
Than any other person. Yeah.
I think he's got a really good range.
Exactly, definitely. I mean, he's not as well built, physically even as Arnold. Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily. It's not necessarily a bad thing because he can appeal more to people.
Sure.
He's got that different style to him.
And he jokes in his films.
Yeah.
Arnold doesn't really joke that much. He could crack a smile.
I think his accent does it all for him, though.
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, people love that accent.
And the voice.
I'll be back, I think there's very dry humor with Arnold.
We're actually talking about the young Arnold and the rather aged Arnold, kind of like two different people. Yeah.
Does Bruce Willis still have an ongoing appeal? Do you think people still want to watch his films?
Yeah. Well, like I told you, I prefer the beginning of his career. So personally, for me, I would go to another film rather than his.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone. Oh my God.
About 32 films I counted. Rocky, and there's like a series of those.
Yep.
Rambo and another series, and a new one coming out.
Yeah, Rambo.
And Demolition Man was with Wesley Snipes. Yeah. I really like that one.
Rambo, I'm gonna root for Rambo. Yeah. I mean, I heard he did a stunt. The stunt he did in Rambo, jumping from the helicopter, is real.
right?
Yeah. I mean, after the stunt, the production of the film was suspended for I don't know how long before they came back. Yeah, so it was real stunt. That is what I heard. It was in my childhood. It could be wrong. So, so you guys can just try to get some.
They can find out.
Don't believe me.
Has he got charisma? Has he got style?
Yeah, well, I think not individually. If it's gonna be collectively with all these old stars like Arnold and all these guys, I think he could still feel himself quite well.
He's better as a part of a team.
As a team player. Yeah, definitely. Individually, I think no. Yeah.
What about his acting range?
Yeah, I think he's solely an action.
More an action.
Yeah. Blockbuster.
I think it's not always easy to understand what he's saying as well.
Yeah. He just wanna kill and destroy.
He's better.
The bad guys.
He's better as a He's better. And there's a new Rambo film coming out.
I see.
Would you want to watch it?
I think I'm definitely gonna see that. Yeah.
So he's got an appeal even today.
Yeah. I'm gonna see that. I mean, it's we discussed at the beginning of the podcast that we like the tough guys and
that's who he definitely has that. Now Jackie Chan
actually is on top of my list.
And he's got a huge amount of films. I counted about 70 from 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Rush Hour, there was 2 or 3 of those, I think.
Yep.
Rumble in the Bronx, Super Cop, and I mean lots and lots of films.
A lot of films.
I don't know, if I'm honest, for me, I don't know if it's as much quality there.
Yeah.
I don't think, I mean, he personally has bags of charisma and style, and he, does all his own stunt, or most of them at least, and his fighting styles and talent, he's bags of talent.
Sure.
But I don't know if the films, compare them to Terminator 1 or Predator, or even Fifth Element, Rambo, I don't think they're just as good.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit different from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Rambo's using some kind of fictional weapons, that look like the face of iPhone 11. I've seen that meme on the internet. There's a meme that the new iPhone 11 looks like the weapon Rambo used. Sylvester Stallone or Arnold used in one of the films.
Right.
Yeah, it has like 4 faces and like a bazooka, but bigger, and it had like 4 faces. Right. So it was like
watch out for that meme. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think
he's a little bit different. Yeah,
Does he have range?
Yeah, he's a superhero. He's on my list. He's at the top of my list. And this summer, I watched like 3 of his films.
Right.
Yeah, and these films are basically not even action. So one of the films I saw this summer of Jackie Chan was the Shunduku incident. It was something historical when he moved from Hong Kong to China and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you can imagine Jackie being a gangster.
Yeah.
An assailant. Yeah, he was an assailant in the film. Yeah,
I can.
It was.
Maybe not as much, maybe as say Wesley Snipes. Yeah, but certainly, yeah.
Then the other one I saw was Looking for Jackie. It was a little boy that wanted to see Jackie Chan and all that. It's not even action, but just because it's got Jackie Chan in it, I saw it. Yeah.
Maybe he's not so much. I want to say that he's maybe not so much an action hero, though he is action.
Yeah, he's comical too.
Maybe he's just a all-round good actor from the 80s and 90s.
Sure.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yeah. Is my number 2.
So not as many films, about 31.
Yeah.
I think not as good quality for the films anyway. Yeah. Street Fighter, Time Cop, Hard Target. None of the films I would really... I would watch them, but not so good, I think.
I love every bit of this guy. Every bit of him. He's
definitely. I think for me, I think he hasn't got the range, but he's definitely got talent in fighting and fighting style.
So probably I like these guys that are very, very physical. I think I'm beginning to discover myself. I like these guys that are very physical. They do it with their hand. Look at the way he punches. Look at the way he stretches his leg.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah,
it looks impressive.
If you've tried fighting sport before, you're gonna appreciate that. It's amazing. Yeah, the way he punches his legs, and even some of his films are really very cool.
Yeah.
Was it Lionheart?
Yeah. Was he in that?
Yeah, he melted my heart. I think I cried. Yeah, really.
So he's maybe got some range.
And I've seen that film probably like
cry?
10 or 100 times. I don't know. I've seen it a lot of times. Lionheart. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Not so qualitative like you said, but I mean the storyline, and the way he fought.
He's definitely a contender, but maybe he's not going to get first place. Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
about 39 films, which is quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still going strong today.
Yep.
Speed, Dracula, although his accent was terrible, and The Matrix. I mean, The Matrix.
Matrix is the bomb. Yeah, Matrix is a bomb. Yeah.
I remember watching that trailer as a young teen.
Yeah.
And wow, it just blew me away. I kept watching it.
It was a new range of film, The Matrix. Yeah,
completely new ideas. New technology.
After that, songs adopted it. A lot of other stuff adopted it, but Matrix was on its wall. Yeah, it was.
I think he's got huge charisma, and even as a person, not just an actor. I mean, not just as the character, if you like. I think he's got a huge amount of charisma and style, bags of style. I don't know about range. I think he's got his own unique style of acting that he can play lots of roles.
Sure.
But he's not very emotional.
He's not into the heart of everybody like the other guys we mentioned before him.
I think he's not very emotional in any of his roles.
Yep.
But he can do lots of roles.
Yep.
So I think he's personally, he's one of my favorites. And he's still got an ongoing appeal because John Wick.
He's young, right?
John Wick.
How old?
Well, I guess he's younger than the other guys we mentioned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he's doing John Wick. He's done a third one. I think they're going to do a fourth one. So still pretty popular.
Sure.
Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Love Kurt Russell. He's done about 26 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
And some of them, Tango and Cash, which was with Sylvester Stallone. The Thing, which was a horror. Actually, not really an action.
I didn't see that.
Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. That's what I remember.
It's a good crack.
Well. Yeah, sure.
It's great fun.
Yeah.
I think he's got some good quality films, but not just as many, like quantity-wise. I think he's got good range, but I don't know, not always good films, and I think he's an ongoing. For me, I think he's got an ongoing.
I think he's an ongoing. He's got an ongoing appeal as a speaker. I don't know, in some functions and all that. Yeah. I think he can really function in that a lot.
Maybe not so much as an action hero.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, no, definitely not. I mean,
not now.
No. In the past, cool, but not now.
He's a great guy. I love that Big Trouble in Little China. I could rewatch it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, that was a bump. Yeah,
he's an action hero, but he's got lots of comedy and stuff.
I mean, I would pay to listen to this guy in some kind of conference, speaking about whatever. I think he's a very, very smart individual.
Yeah. I think so. I watched recently though. There's a Chronicles of Santa Claus or something. It's a Christmas film.
I see.
With him, and I was really looking forward to it because he was in it.
Sure.
And he looks like the kind of Santa Claus, but with the beard and everything. But I was pretty disappointed in the film, unfortunately. Didn't think it was an interesting film, but great actor.
Sure.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
About 29 films.
Yeah.
Braveheart, right?
Yeah.
Freedom!
Yeah.
They may take our lives, but they may never take our freedom!
I think that's your favorite quote from the film.
Oh, yeah.
I hope you're still a fan
Mad Max, which was kind of where he started, and Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Love the Lethal Weapon films. I think he's a great, I don't know what he's like as a person. I think he's got some real controversy in his life, but as a character, as his acting, as the character he's played, I think fantastic.
Sure.
Lots of range, lots of charisma, lots of style.
Definitely.
Good quality films. Lethal Weapon. I mean, they made 4 of those. And
that's why it's got not so much films like the other guys, because films are really, really qualitative.
Great quality, and with Danny Glover. Perfect. I mean, best buddy cop films that I could think of. If you ask me for buddy cop films.
I agree with you. Yeah, definitely.
Ongoing appeal. I don't know. Has he been in anything?
I think
he's still doing stuff. Yeah,
mostly underground. Yeah, mostly underground.
Not as popular. But for most of these guys, it's not just as popular as it used to be.
Mostly underground. I think he's still in the movie world.
He's still doing stuff.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
For sure. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
he's a wacky guy.
Yeah.
He's a strange guy. I think.
Definitely.
I think a lot of his films are hit and miss.
Yep.
So I have about 34 here. The Rock.
Yeah.
Con Air and Face Off. For me, I think they're the best.
I saw one of his films this summer.
Yeah.
City of Angels. City of Angels?
It's a romantic one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly. Sure.
He plays like a fallen angel.
Yeah.
He chooses to kind of get involved with a woman romantically.
Yeah, you're right about it. Yeah.
And has to give up being an angel.
He has to give up being an angel. Yeah.
I think he's not just an action hero, but I think some of his most popular ones have been action.
Yeah, he has a huge range. Yeah,
but he's very wacky.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very unpredicted and stuff like that.
I think for a lot of people, he's a bit like what we call Marmite. Mm-hmm. And it's like you either love it or hate it. Marmite's very salty.
Yeah,
it's like a very salty paste that you put on your bread.
Sure.
And people either love it or hate it.
Yeah,
I think he's that kind of guy. You either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
I like him in some things. I think he can be quite good.
I mean, not like an action-packed fellow for me. Yeah,
not so much.
But a good actor.
But he has done some good stuff.
A good actor.
Tom Cruise.
Classically.
You got the Mission Impossible, exactly. Top Gun, Interview with a Vampire. I think Mission Impossible is really popular.
Mission Impossible was a bomb. Yeah, sure.
About 24 films, 80s and 90s. Mm-hmm. So not so many.
Not so many.
Quantitatively, but I think quality. I mean, those Mission Impossible films.
Yeah.
I think they're getting better every time.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's definitely ongoing.
Sure.
With him.
I mean, I like him too because very, very physical guy. Yeah. Tom Cruise,
doing a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And there's a myth actually. I don't know if you heard about that. That he actually came to Novosibirsk once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Novosibirsk, in the year 2007 or 8, probably 8, there was eclipse of the sun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and I mean it was more visible here in Novosibirsk. So there's a myth that he flew in, he was at the airport, came out of the plane, saw it, and flew back.
There are myths about this guy. That's wow. So I think he's got a charisma. He's definitely got charisma and style.
Sure.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
Right.
Will Smith is my man.
No, he's not done so many. I think he's done about 11 films, 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
So not so many.
But I mean, you would think he's done more than 100.
Yeah, you would think he has, but Men in Black, definitely very popular. I really like the first one. Independence Day, one of my favorite films as a boy. Mm-hmm. Bad Boys.
I don't bad boys. You make me feel so good.
It's Bad Boys. What you gonna do when you come for you?
Yeah, I'm just singing another song from the 80s, from the 90s. Yeah, sure.
But I don't know why. I don't like the Bad Boys films. I think they're too
because you like Tupac, yeah.
They're really silly.
Because you like Tupac.
But I really liked Independence Day and Men in Black.
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of silly too, I don't know, something about Bad Boys. I don't find them entertaining.
Yeah, sure.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, no, come on. Let me talk about Will Smith. Yeah, sure. I like Will Smith a lot. I think I like Will Smith a lot because of his songs. You know, yeah definitely, and his
full of charisma.
Individual,
full of charisma.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I like Will Smith because I think it's very, very close to Jackie Chan because it's a combination of comedy and action.
Right. He's got that range.
Yeah, definitely. But not like a top blockbuster that's gonna kick everybody in the city.
Right.
No, there's this film. What is it called? The one he could fly everywhere and jump everywhere. Django.
What is that called? I forgot.
Yeah,
I forgot. I know what you mean.
Then there's a very sweet film I saw this summer. He was like connecting people together.
Right.
Yeah, like if a girl and a guy want to get along, He just connect them together.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot.
Like magically.
No. He set up everything, and I forgot the name of it. Unfortunately, I would have loved to tell you.
I don't know.
It's a very, very sweet film. Yeah.
I think he's got a lot of range.
Yeah.
So he's not just an action hero.
Yeah.
But for me, some of the films he's been in recently, is bad choices. I think, and I think he's done a lot of good films, but I think he's been involved in a lot of mediocre films.
Yeah.
Not terrible, but mediocre. And I mean, he's always made them better.
Yeah.
But I just don't think they've been that great.
Sammy, a lot of people are just into the commercial thing right now, so don't be surprised. Come on. Give it to him. He's the top guy.
Last but not least, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, that's also
about 33 films.
Yeah.
Blade, and there was a trilogy of those.
Yeah.
Demolition Man, which I mentioned for Sylvester Stallone. U.S. Marshals, he was in that. I think he's done quite a few good films, but maybe not such good quality as compared to others. I like the Blade films, but I don't think they were generally very popular.
Oh no, Blade was really very. The first one, I don't know about the second one, but the first one.
The first one.
At that time, it was something new. I mean,
but then this is kind of going superheroes, isn't it? Because Blade is kind of more an anti-hero. Actually,
but actually, my favorite film is not even on the list here. You wouldn't believe it. The film is called Liberty Stands Still.
Right.
It was.
And who's in that?
Yeah, it was Wesley Snipes. Yeah. It was a film. It was an event that happened in a day.
Right.
Everything that happened.
Is it like based on a true story?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, sure. He was a sniper, or somebody was a sniper in the film, and they were trying to hit somebody and all that. So the film was cool. Yeah.
Would you still watch films?
I'm gonna watch. I need to watch that film again. Yeah, sure. The concentration and everything. I don't like too much of speaking. Actually, like we talked about it. Like I prefer like
you want your action with action.
Yeah, but in that film it was very slow, and you needed to wait to the end.
And you still would you watch a modern film with Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, definitely. I guess I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm not into films a lot right now, but I'm gonna watch if I go to the cinema and
you'll watch it.
I'm gonna watch
I would, I would like to see him in something now, and I think his fighting style was brilliant.
Yeah.
If you look at Demolition Man,
he was a very brutal guy.
Okay, so. Who do we think? So I think we're kind of ruling out Jackie Chan and Will Smith.
You are ruling out, yeah.
I mean, as being the best actor.
Yeah. In general, you're right.
They're fantastic in other ways,
but,
like overall.
Not blockbuster.
Not blockbuster.
Yeah, no. It's true. Yeah.
I think Kurt Russell just hasn't been in enough good ones.
Yeah.
And Nicolas Cage too.
Sure.
Will
Smith is out of it too.
Yeah, I think. I'm gonna say Tom Cruise and Wesley Snipes are out because they're just not the best. They're not. They're very, very good.
Sure.
But I think Tom Cruise has still more to show. Maybe, or he's not just an action hero. I think there's more to him. Like in the Mission Impossible, it's more like spy work. It's not just action hero.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say they'll be ruled out. I think Wesley Snipes appeals to some people and not to others.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. I think the quality of work.
Yeah.
Although
you don't like him that much. Yeah.
I do really like him, but I just don't think that his films are amazing.
Yeah.
But he is a person, and his style and everything is class.
Sure.
But so we're left with Mel Gibson, Keanu Reeves, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Arnie.
Yeah.
So it's Arnie, Bruce, Sylvester, Mel, and Keanu. Ooh, Keanu's great, but actually, I would say Keanu became more popular sort of mid to late 90s, and he's still popular today. Yeah. So I'm not going to put him as the 80s and 90s. Do you agree with me?
Sure, he's like modern.
He's more modern, So Sylvester, Bruce, Arnold, and Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Who could it be?
I think Gibson has to leave the list because I don't know. When was the last time he made a film?
Well, he's been in. I know he's done stuff recently, but it's not been so big. Whereas I think Arnie has got more of a star appeal even today.
Sure.
And Bruce Willis has done stuff recently, like Split, I think it's called. And other films like that, which have been quite popular.
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone, is he still popular, do you think?
I'm gonna give him the award.
You're gonna give him number one?
I'm gonna give him an award.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna give Sylvester number one? Yeah. I think it's tough. I out of all these guys, I think Mel Gibson just loses out.
Yeah.
Would you agree? I think we could give him third or second place. I think he's definitely up there.
Because in the 80s, 90s, everybody just talk about either Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. There's two guys. Yeah. So
could we give Arnie and Sylvester joint first place?
I think so. You have to give to the both of them. Yeah, sure. They were really, really on top of that. And
what about
one person you wouldn't just believe? Yeah. And it's someone like Jackie. Yeah, a lot of people really talked about Jackie too.
Yeah.
You know, because of the hand fighting and all that and stuff like that.
Bruce Willis, second place.
Yeah, for people who, I think it wasn't really like everywhere, like into kids and stuff like that, but probably for adults.
Die Hard and stuff. I think.
Yeah, sure.
So we're gonna say Arnie and Sylvester for joint first place.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis for second place.
Yeah.
Should we have Jackie Chan joint with him?
I would have loved to have Jackie. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
maybe he's different. Maybe he's more. He's beyond that. And then third place, Mel Gibson.
Yeah, sure.
So does it surprise you? Is it what you thought we were going to pick?
Yeah, definitely. This list is really very wonderful. Yeah, believe me. Yeah, definitely. And the conclusion we're having right now, it doesn't shock you. Yeah, it doesn't.
I think they've got that charisma. You want to watch them as action heroes more than as any other role.
Sure.
So they're specific to action more than other guys.
Yeah.
And when you watch them, you think, right, there's going to be some action here. It's going to be good.
It's going
to be entertaining. Yeah. And I think I'm going to say especially Arnold.
Yeah.
I want to watch him again even today. And see what he's doing and hope that he's in good films. So guys, we found out the definitive answer. It's Arnold and Stallone.
Yeah.
The number one best action heroes from the 80s and 90s. That was the crack about the best 80s and 90s action heroes. We looked at our kind of history or how we like to watch action films. Sure. We identified all the action heroes from the 80s and 90s, and we decided. Yeah. You found out. You got the answer. You can tell everyone, tell the world.
Yeah. Definitely.
So that was the crack.
You can agree and disagree, actually.
Write your answers. Connect your answers to the podcast if you want. Disagree if you want. That's okay. Or agree if you want to.
You're welcome.
But guys, that was the crack about the best 80s and 90s action heroes.